take the W tonight. We had invasions from not just the boroughs, you had Connecticut coming through, and you have all the Long Island defenders, but right now, you got one left. You got Mr. E versus Tilde. We already saw what Mr. E was able to do, but that set was incredibly close. So I do not think this is going to be a free W whatsoever on either side. We're in for a good one, possibly a long all here with a reset. We got Town and City as game number 1 with Mr. E versus Tilde.
And, you know, I'm glad you brought up the fact that this is going to be a long one because I have a feeling we've got a candle burner ahead of us. The fact that Tilde is coming in from losers, in spite of how well he's been playing today, like a man possessed, I would absolutely not be surprised to see him reset this bracket on Mr. E.
Especially after those games where a lot of them were just Mr. E getting the last stock after a massive lead from Tilde. And that is just really unfortunate for Mr. E that he pulled the trigger too early there because that could have been a stock with how much he had to charge up on that forward smash.
He had to commit to the bit. He had to do it. Yeah, he would have had it.
I'm just saying, when you're going for the joke, just finish it. Doesn't matter. Like, if it don't settle with everybody else, at least your boys will laugh for you, maybe. But right now, we're looking at what could be a stock almost catching the down air until they trying to hide and actually catches him with the anti-air down tilt on the platform of all things.
Wonky option, but I actually love it, especially coupled in with the fact that Tilde has been viscerally aware of the fact that he is hunting for that down air the moment he's forced into a low recovery position.
Every single time, you got to change up your timing on that, too, because if you try to go for, like, holding down on the up B to get a hitbox out, that's what Tilde uses a lot to get away from those situations, but that also makes an active hitbox. It makes it easier for down air, so he's got to know when he can change it up just in case Mr. E is hanging out at the ledge to possibly trying to catch a ledge trap with maybe an F tilt instead. Speaking of which, there it is right there.
Another situation that we've seen countlessly adapted by E from the winner's side of this bracket.
Oh, and always on the money with those down airs. He is so good at reacting to that. The moment he hears the startup, he knows the timing.
He's just so clean with it. But Tilde's certainly not out of it just yet. It's only one dunk and of possibly many that we have ahead of us in this grand finals.
Incredible pressure from Tilde, because even though Tilde missed out on the spot dodge read with the down air, he's keeping it going here. Mr. E already bouncing around. You already know what it is. He's getting himself into the game, and Tilde is trying to put him out of the game, trying to find that forward air. Uh-oh.
Oh, this is all of a sudden turned into E's ledge.
That is not a good time for anybody. Top 5 scariest moments in the game, because you do not want to be fighting Mr. E on the ledge. He has barely gotten hit, but that time, Tilde finally jumps around and finds the counter hit.
Just fantastic play in such a risky situation. Tilde knows that he has to go for broke when it comes to all of these little interactions, because E just does that!
Every single damn time you take that trade, no matter what, you only take a little bit of percent, and you get that down air, and we are already on last stock here in the first game.
Tilde has to be mindful at every step of the game throughout his combos, where his combos end, what is the last button he presses in each of these interactions, because E is staying aware of all of those little details, taking full advantage of those tiny breaks in the pressure.
And just finds him slipping at the ledge just the one time, finds him with the back air at the top. It's really hard to adjust to that because you might get DI mixed up there too. There might be an up air. There might be a back air. Who knows? Nobody knows. Falcos don't know what they're doing half the time. They're pressing buttons. But Tilde is definitely one of the smartest ones to do it, and he finds himself with a first game victory here, this time not dropping a lead.
Although this may be the closing act of this tournament, both of these players have to remain wide awake. They cannot afford to rest on their skills at any point here. It's just constant elevation from game to game.
If you wanted to see high active gameplay, we get to see it on Lilat of all places. We're going to be counter-picking over to home field advantage, for Falco, but it's going to be Mr. E. I see a very disgusted look on your face as well. I'm very confused about this switch up here.
AJ, I am perplexed is what I am. This is a stage that
I feel like you had a much more vulgar word that you wanted to use past it, perplexed, but go ahead, run it to him real quick.
I'm straight up confused. This is a stage that works out so well for Falco's combo game, and I feel because of the dip in the ledge over by the wings of the ship, there's a lot of opportunity for Tilde to be able to mix up how he recovers aggressively. That's the important part. He may not be able to stall with Fire Falco as well as he could on any of the, let's say, more normal stages.
Yeah, and also something that throws me off, too, is that Mr. E normally wants... Wow, that was a weird way that got sent. Mr. E normally wants somebody to get stuck at the ledge, but with these platform layout, Tilde can very easily, with the high jumps that Falco has, go for a high side B, get on a platform, or kind of hang out a little bit under the stage by comparison and kind of ride that a bit. Now, it's pretty reactable, but that does make it harder for Mr. E to consistently ledge trap.
Now, that's one of the pluses of picking into Lilac Cruise, and potentially one of the reasons why we see E brought us to it. smaller stage, smaller space. Regardless of how well you mix up your landings, it's still relatively easy to shark out those platforms.
Yes, I mean, sometimes also change the scenery is just like what the doctor ordered, right? Like, you want to change things up, you want to mix somebody up because you have that deep pocket counter pick with the stage. Right now, though, like you said before, like Falco's so good at getting constant resets, but it looks like Mr. E actually is pretty committed to calling out exactly what we said was going to be good for Tilde and actually punishing him repeatedly for side being high.
I think the fact that's most important for this pick, as we see Tilde fall the last stock already, is the fact that a lot of those grounded anti-air tools that Lucina is able to rely on pierce through the platforms. He doesn't have to commit super hard to allow up tilt, and even if spaced well, forward tilt, being able to pressure in situations like this.
We were about to speed run our way to a game number 3 right there. But Mr. E looking for the shield breaker. He hasn't really been able to find the mark on one so far, which means because I said it out loud, it's coming very soon. But right now, that is a back air, that is a stock, and that is Tilde looking at what could be a comeback here. Even though it wasn't too far behind, Tilde definitely needs to consistently get these dubs because you do not want Mr. E to start get back in the game.
Yeah, now we need to start seeing these long-winded combos from Tilde. It's going to put on plenty of damage very quickly, but the fact that those platforms are sitting so low in relation to the stage means that Tilde doesn't actually have a lot of space to be able to extend those combos.
The counter baits from both of them. Tilde kept looking for a dash cancel out tilt out of Mr. E right there. And what did Mr. E do in response when he didn't give it up? He ended up down airing him on the read of the grab. So far, this is very even. This could be a heavy punish, but he misses out. He looks for the shield breaker. He already went for it earlier. He's trying to condition him in the shield again. He finds the stagger hits on the Dancing Blade, and we're looking at what could be Mr. E taking the game, and we get an even set.
Want to know something, AJ? I didn't believe at first. Mr. E made a believer out of me very quickly because that Lilac Cruise pick looked phenomenal. Stock after stock after stock. Absolute control of Lucina that game to the point where Falco didn't have any safe landings, be they at the ledge, on the plats.
I was just so confused because, you know, you figure win conditioning, right? Mr. E usually wins a lot of sets based off of edge guards and ledge traps. He forces you there, and then it's his turn forever. It's just, like, it's just what it is. But Mr. E recognized, you know what? I'm going to make it look like you can freely recover high a bunch, and I'm going to keep covering it with these up tilts, and it worked tremendously here in game number 2.
I gotta say, at the stage select, I don't know if I've ever had my angles broken that hard. Straight up, the way that E is built up his legacy in Smash, Lilac just sort of works against. So it seems very counterintuitive to not just how Lucina plays, but to how E plays Lucina. There, though, that was art in motion.
Unorthodox behavior is what makes people the best of the best. You got to make sure that you're constantly mixing people up, not just in the mental game, but in the stage picks as well. Tilde did an incredible job on Smashville as well as Lucina. So what do? You take it out of the picture. You bait him with this idea it's going to work. Mind you, it could have went terribly wrong, but Mr. E ended up pulling the trigger on it, and it worked out. We're back to an even set.
I mean, it's a risk. There's reward to that, and fortune favors the bold.
True.
Game 3 is bringing us to Small Battlefield, which I think is the stage that's going to favor Falco much more heavily. But he's coming with some wind under his wings.
I mean, we've seen this stage quite a few times for the way that Falco tried to play out the matches. I think we saw this against, I believe it was Ling earlier too. Just kind of navigating around. As we get the church music going on in the background, one of these two is going to see the Holy Ghost tonight. I don't know who it's going to be, but right now it's currently looking like, you know, with Mr. E with the set up on the lead. Let's see if Tilde is the one who can end up changing his fortune.
Shieldbreaker just lingering, allowing for safe passes to the ledge, I think is so important for E. Regardless if he finds the mark or not, Tilde's forced to respect that button.
And he's got to be forced to respect a read on neutral get up. That grab just seals the deal so many times and times again. We've been talking about the ledge traps for Mr. E all night, but these ledge traps and reactions, particularly to the neutral get ups, have just been on point from Tilde.
Now, Tilde is making sure that if he finds that little opening from E's buttons, he's capitalizing so well.
Speaking of capitalizing, there's no jump, and he has already recognized that. He's going to go for it again. That time he gets sent far away. He's forced to side B. He has to recover high, and that's a dead character.
E recognized in that situation there was a lot of ways that Tilde can mix up his return to the stage. The fact that he peeled back and just opted to wait, so smart from E.
Mental awareness. Once you see that jump is gone, regardless of how far the recovery is from Falco, you either air dodge or you take the hit. And what did Mr. E constantly do? Forced him to take the hit over and over again.
All right, you're just sort of dancing around at the ledge now, but that's the opportunity that Tilde needs to move on in, combo heavy, and possibly find the mark instead.
Oh, luckily for Falco,
Whoa!
he's got the height. He's able to make that back even after that attempt, which could have been very, very bad. Going for the hardest of reads on the forward smash, which we really haven't seen so far out of Tilde, and he's trying to pull them out of his back pocket now.
Hey, sometimes you just got to go for it.
Like we said before, if you do the same option every time, it's no longer a mix-up. You got to save those pocket reads for later on. That's how you win sets. And right now, Tilde just trying to mix up E, and you know what? He still ends up finding the mark. He doesn't find the kill, but he's keeping his pressure up.
One of the best aspects of Tilde as a player that I feel doesn't get highlighted enough is his sense of movement. Relatively speaking, there's not a lot of active movement options available to Falco, but walking, just shuffling in place like that without committing to dashing is so pivotal to being able to suss out situations where you get to move forward aggressively or just sort of wait and react.
Yeah,
it's that micro movement that's so important for Tilde.
Unfortunately, moving directly in front of danger. I'm in danger. That Dolphin Slash is just cooking you every time you press on shield like that. But you know what? Sometimes you just try to mix it up. Finds the drag down. That was very smart from Mr. E to put the down air. Unfortunately for him, though, he got hit again. This could very much be something very bad if he cannot get away from Tilde here.
Ooh, just opting for the grab. Quick option, something we haven't seen, given that both of these players are opting for being smarter with their buttons, not really with their shields as much.
I mean, who wants to hold shield in this game? I want to move. They want to press buttons, and they're doing a pretty good job at that, too. Right now, though, you got to be careful, speaking of shield, but holding it for too long, because Mr. E went for 2 shield breaks in that last game. We haven't seen him rip one here in a while. I don't know if he's going to get the chance to, though, because Mr. E there is the shield break he's dead, but that time on a defensive option.
Yo, the run-up down smash from Tilde?
Oh, that might cost him. That could cost him. He just misses the down air, though. He goes for the aggressive back air off the wall jump. Can Mr. E seal the deal? He misses the up air, the up tilt, and this is a very low shield. That's going to be a shield poke coming in from one of these forward airs.
But the fact that E was willing to just hold that shield in that position and make sure not to move while Tilde was trying to find some sort of panic option shows just how resolved E is to take this set.
You have to be very brave in those spots, especially right now. Like, if Mr. E jumps too much, that's a forward air trade, which is exactly what we just saw right there. He calls him out on the forward air. What is he going to do about the ledge trap? Down tilt maybe at the ledge? Nope. He's waiting for him to do. Oh, he gets the down tilt scare, but it doesn't get the hit on the mark. And now Tilde is literally just being very confident in his ability to try and find one right now.
I mean, this is microspacing. This is what Tilde needs to do. He needs to be able to threaten if he's going to run up and use an aerial, if he's going to grab, if he's just going to down tilt. Because nearly max rage down tilt would absolutely kill Lucina at this point. Oh! But back air from Lucina going to answer instead, and now E is 1 game away from taking this tournament.
That was massive because we saw that same behavior in Winners Finals where Tilde was looking very confident, trying to kind of like walk around to bait Mr. E into something reckless so he could find a KO. And that down tilt definitely would have killed there. But because of the fact it became really obvious at the end, Mr. E got very, very aggressive and decided to run right at him, and that led to him finding the game. You are right, Frank. This is potentially the end of Alpha 4 if Mr. E closes it out here in the next game.
But if there's one thing that Alpha 4 has reminded me of, if there's one thing that these players have constantly made known, you can't count on anyone.
Absolutely not.
Never, ever count out these players.
You can always count on KK Slidey, though, in the background for what could be the possible last game here, and Town and City being the blast zones that you need for both Lucina, but potentially for Falco, too. If we could see a lot of these great strings that were known for Tilde and find one of those back airs, or maybe even a deep forward air off stage.
Yeah, the fact that we're allowed to go back to Town and City, I think, very interesting, given how comfortable Tilde was, both maneuvering on the stage defensively and offensively. He must be feeling very confident to allow the stage to come on back.
Yeah, he's been very good at kind of positioning himself, post the platforms movement, post everything else. Like, he's willing to box with him and keep him stuck. Speaking of which, he's stuck at the ledge. Is he going to get red? He misses out on... If that was a spot dodge, that was a dead character.
Yeah, no, that would have been Nair forward smash. You would have been cooked. But not giving it to him at all. No, Tilde, in fact, on the hunt here, trying to kill out E a bit early. He's going to eat a hit for his efforts.
Yeah, that deep off stage, that bear kills every single time. Mr. E looking for the Dolphin Slash, gets the counter, though, with the reverse hit.
We have not seen that option yet at all between these two players. Now, E taking it out right as we're sitting potentially on the verge of this tournament.
Keep it in your back pocket till the very end. Now he's got a position where he can find the down tilt. Find the downer! He misses the heavy hit he needed, though. If that spike hitbox went up, that is Mr. E in a 2-stock lead.
Tilde's not giving it to him just yet. Instead, trying to recklessly swing out of the corner is Tilde. And he's just eating a lot of damage for his efforts.
Oh, looking for the hard read spot dodge on the up smash. This is one of those points where you start to see somebody looking heavily for kills, and now Tilde is forced to pretty much play Mr. E's game. With him being at 103%, he's going to once again directly side B in front of Dolphin Slash. Good tech, but is he going to get off the stage after this? He actually does, Frank.
Oh my god, connecting that side B so important for Tilde. He finds the back air after that. And now she's just getting hit by random up tilts. It's almost threatening kill, in fact. But Warrior gets it done. Tilde, last life on the line.
And if I'm Mr. E, I'm throwing out a lot of hitboxes there every time. You want to make sure you keep them out. But this could be an early KO coming in from Tilde. Oh my god, what a great way to even the game back up by quite literally cheating the system. This could be Tilde bringing it back in.
Town and City Plats, man. Hell of a drug. And just like that, Tilde out here almost bringing us to a Game 5 off of one lone interaction. If he can make Lightning strike twice, Game 5 is on the horizon.
Frank, what did the 5 feathers say to the face, man? Slap! This man is getting slapped up right now. Mr. E is trying to find any type of answer he can, but he's getting grabbed, he's getting nared, he's getting juggled. He has used his jump. Now he has to avoid any pressure from Tilde, but this is where Tilde has thrown them before. He must make sure he keeps his composure and not looking too heavy for the KO, because Mr. E will steal the game away once again.
Yeah, no. One note that has constantly been a reminder to both of these players is making sure they don't overextend, because they're one bad interaction away from outright losing, regardless of where those percentages sit.
Look at this. He has 142, and Mr. E is the one pressuring. He is not scared. He's putting out these hitboxes, but he did just get grabbed. Up throw is not enough to do it at the top. The air dodge is blown. Can he get by? The forward air finds the mark, and we are going to a game number 5.
Pressure's on, Ajax.
I love everything. I love good Smash, man. This is such a great night. Alpha 4 already coming up to what could be a potential reset if we see Tilde get the W. Mr. E has been clutch every single time he's gotten those positions.
You want to talk about clutch? This combo right here.
Kill right
he died at 30%. The string starts at 30. Big call out with the back air. 70 sharp. And just like that, Tilde puts a pulse back on the monitor.
I can literally feel the bets in the chat freaking out right now. Everybody who thought they had a clean ride with Mr. E currently like, yo, wait. All right, here we go. Into game number 5 here. We have a run back to Town and City. I don't disagree with this. I think that this has been very even so far. Outside of that, just amazing kill from Tilde.
Although, to be fair, that is the value of Town and City. The stage itself is, for the most part, normal. The layout isn't too crazy. The blast sounds are a little bit larger. But those platforms, they offer such opportunity for vertical nonsense.
Yeah, and they both benefit from that nonsense too, because even though you're living a little bit more off the top, you are dying very early to the sides. But that forward smash is not going to do it. He just misses the mark, and then he finally gets a shield on a Dolphin Slash, finally! And he gets the back air, and that is once again Tilde with the stock lead.
That was such an aggressive response to the way that E has been constantly punishing Tilde's wayward movement.
And it did, oh my goodness, calling out the aggressive side B right there from back air. Now this is Mr. E looking to find the mark. He misses the down air, and consistently that platform has been a very good escape tool from Tilde, sometimes not working out in his favor because of a back air. But Tilde's got to be super careful here, because at 137, and you know he's looking for the up tilt right now. You know he's looking for the big hit, but he's going to die to pretty much any straight hit just like that.
That was a hell of a call out. That up B could have gone anywhere, but instead it just meets the up air.
There is no such thing as a lead in this set. Like, literally every single time a stock is lost, the next player plays like they are the king of the mountain. There is nothing you could do to dethrone them. But once they get back to even, it's been pretty much like a massive blowout on the damage, and right now it is Tilde's turn.
Every player in this bracket playing to prove they're the one who deserves to be first place. When you play to prove that you're the best, you can't let someone else try to prove that louder. You have to silence them.
It's all about who stands up at the top. And right now, we're going to get a Dolphin Slash, but that is not going to be enough because it is a low percent, but it does force Tilde back off stage. That Nair, however, is going to be good. He misses out on both the coverage of the roll and the neutral get up. So what is Mr. E going to do now? Potentially look for anti-air, but Tilde finds himself back on the ground.
He tiptoeing along.
Oh my god.
And then the lethal strike of the back air.
It finally worked. He keeps stuttering away, trying to call out Mr. E, and Mr. E has punished him every other time. But that time, caught slipping at the shield. Again, there's no lead that lasts forever in the set. It just keeps getting blown up.
No, sir.
Ooh, Oh, he's going so far off him on stage. I don't think Mr. E has a jump. He's got an air dodge, and then he aggressively uses dancing blade. Who does that there? Mashers do, and sometimes pros do too, and he gets out of there.
Hey, there is such thing as professional mashers, bro.
Look, all pros are just mashers who get away with it. That's just a fact. And that back air is Tilde getting away with the reset as we get Tilde getting it in game number 5 with the 3-2. We have more games still to go.
There is no other way that this grand finals could have gone. Almost every single set out of top 8 has come down to game 5. What would make grand finals any different?
Absolutely. This is exactly why I was saying before we started, you already know, we both saw it. There was a bunch of games that Tilde had a lead on, and then Mr. E said no. But afterwards, in this reset, Tilde was able to get through. He finally broke the glass. He finally hit the emergency button, and he said, yo, I need to cheese some KOs off the top, and I need these fares to hit on the money. And he was just so on point as that last game came in connected. I'm very curious to see who wins it all, because these have been I don't think we go to anything but a game 10 last hit. Like last stock, last hit. It has to happen.
You know my MO. I'm here for the game 3. I'm here for the game 5. I'm here for the game 10. If I've got to sit down and talk about it, I want some good Smash, and I'm here to the very end of it.
This is why I love this chaos, man. Like, I got a 2-hour drive home. I got to get ready. I'm going to France in the morning.
You're going to wait.
I got a whole block to do for the Wanted tournament in the morning. You know what? It doesn't even matter if I got no sleep, because I was excited this entire time during this set. We see Tilde sitting back down, getting himself some H2O, and you better get that. Yeah, after that last one, you already know a lot has been burnt out. Can he replicate that success here? I think it's possible. As we're getting into game number 1 here, we're going to run things back with the town and city pick. I don't think that we're going to be seeing much of a difference here outside of the occasional Mr. E counter pick maybe. But Frank, how are you feeling about this as we get into this next set?
Honestly, I'm calm and collected. I'm sitting here thinking that the play is going to be phenomenal, and it's in no possible way able to call who's going to win it. Every game of the previous set of grand finals, we saw one player in the lead. And here it's Tilde taking that lead, demanding that lead.
Absolutely, just straight up snatched him by the neck. He tried to jump off the ledge and said, where the hell do you think you're going? And then found another KO. That was a 0 to death to start things off on the first game here, already in the reset.
Absolute titans of New York play. And this is the best way for them to prove it.
Absolutely, and already, this is something that's different. We said time and time again, oh, never mind, jab block happened. All right, hold up. All right, so things are happening.
You think you've got a lead?
Yep,
You think you've got a lead?
Leads don't exist in this set, but Mr. E is currently getting schmixed. He's getting cooked, and he is almost getting dead. He is trying to find his way back on the stage, tries to go for an aggressive shield breaker, which is a good option every once in a while, but it has not hit the mark yet this set.
This is now the second time that Tilde has parried shield breaker. I feel like out of every move in this game to parry, that's like the most disrespectful one. It's called Shield Breaker for a reason, dude.
Look, he got steel shoes and a titanium set. Yeah, you will not catch me parrying a Shield Breaker like that. But right now, he's got the confidence of like everybody in this building. He just got up and said, yo, come here. And just back through. No fear whatsoever of possibly dying there.
This is Tilde's game to lose. He's going to lose a stock first for it, but he is playing with such a fervor behind this Falco. Every play, every call out.
Down air. I 100% believe that Tilde is finding a double suicide down air in this match to close it out. Watch. If he's going to fourth, never mind, back air. Finds the gun.
He knows not to overextend. He knows that he can't get too gutsy. Otherwise, he just materializes into a lead.
I need it at this point. Mr. E gets up on stage, though, finds the Nair. He's going to try and find some landing coverage options. He knew that there was going to be an aggressive attack out of disadvantage, especially being up a stock. But Mr. E slowly finding the marks. Unfortunately, though, gets grabbed, and now he's got to deal with what was almost the down air, but the Dolphin Slash just early enough. And then the game said no again. Tilde literally can't beat Town and City platforms today between PK Chris and now Mr. E.
The Town platforms giveth. The Town platforms take it.
Man just can't catch a break. Literally, but I mean, granted, one of them did help him get a kill at 30, but right now he's currently dealing what is very similar to other situations. Mr. E apparently decides he's got to get his ass beat first before he actually starts to play this game, and right now we're already looking at what could be a scary spot once again. If Tilde doesn't finish this, I think that Mr. E he's looking very confident here already in this last stock.
We're seeing all these rolls around from E. Just the fact that Tilde has him pressured in such a situation where with Tilde, he has that confidence to be able to just sort of dash back, walk around in place. He's fine. He's rolling around like he has no other options.
Yeah, he's just spacing a lot right now. He's trying to stay away from the short hop forward airs, which is exactly what Tilde's looking for. And now Tilde, you can see the kill options from Falco are kind of obvious. You got to look for the back air. You got to look for a drag down into a down tilt. So Mr. E is playing around it in this high blast zone from Town and City. Well, the side blast zones have been great, but the high blast zone working out very well for keeping Mr. E in this game.
Oh, that connection's going to do it. Side B up air. And game one goes in favor of Tilde.
You just got pressured in space for like a whole minute, and then you just run up side B on somebody like that? Man's crazy. But you know what? Crazy enough to get that first game. That is Tilde taking the first W. Honestly, I never expected that in that situation after the way that Mr. E was pressuring him out. But what an excellent job. That is now another game in a row that he has won here with the reset along with the way. And even so, with that reset, we're still getting down to these last stock situations.
There's nothing is sacred. That's really just the long and short of it. Like, these players don't have assured leads. At no point can they really afford to say, all right, I've got this, and then try to go for something else. They need to execute their game plans flawlessly, or else.
Yeah, literally no lead is too comfortable. As we see, uncomfortable positions once again. We're going to run it back here to Lilat. This did work out for Mr. E last time. Let's see if it works out for him again in his counter pick.
This was such an unorthodox pick in the first set of Grands. And to be able to see it come out again, I'm actually very surprised given how well this stage worked out for E.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, that was a pretty... I wonder what stages he's banning from E at this position to try and not allow him to have, allow Lilat to be on deck. But so far, it's looking very much in favor of Tilde as he almost snipes another back air to find a KO and looking for a potential ledge trap here.
He's just trying to find some sort of answers here. E harassing this shield, but not really able to do much with that pressure.
I'm going to say it. We got to say it at once. We got to say it at least once. He got the mangles. He found his way past them, and he was able to get the kill. That was incredible from Tilde, avoiding that what could have been a very bad punish for that forward smash and able to eventually seal out the stock.
I love the fact that Tilde knew that he was going to try to swing recklessly with Dolphin Slash, so he didn't opt for his grab to try and extend that combo. He was like, all right, I got my damage. I'll return to neutral. Like, I got this one.
Simplicity is key. A lot of times people overextend with massive leads, or they try to do too much when it comes to trying to make a comeback. And that's really the key factor. But a tech coming in from the bottom of the stage, they're actually working out in favor of Tilde.
You know, right now, Tilde playing fantastically on this stage, really making it look like it was a stage to his favor.
Oh, gets the tech underneath the stage as well, not getting mixed up by the timing whatsoever. The battlefield doesn't matter, small battlefield doesn't matter. He's still got his timing every single time on that.
And Lilat's certainly not mad either. We have the 3-1 stock count.
This is the first time that we've seen a relatively dominant lead. Granted, 177, excuse me. So a straight hit will find the kill, and we're getting close to up throw percents for Lucina as well to get a kill. But up tilt, yeah, now, do we see a 0 to death? Do we see something crazy out of Mr. E? Do we see a shield break that gets him back in this game? Because honestly, at the way that this is going, I'm just expecting it at this point.
That's the only thing that we need to get a full clear on this bingo card. Like, I'm certainly expecting it at some point, although we are running the well dry on games to get.
I'm just saying, look, I don't know what VGBC decided to do with the script today, but it's been all over the place, and I'm loving every second of it. This movie has been fantastic as we continue watching Mr. E, forcing him into a high recovery, calls him out again on the tech in place, once again juggles him. Can he find out something else? Absolutely not. He gets the anti-air up smash, and that is Tilde getting himself a 2-game lead in the reset.
The fact that Tilde is on the verge of not just having reset this grand finals, but finding victory through a 3-0 count is remarkable.
Absolutely ridiculous, and we are going to see a very, very large hill to climb for Mr. E. We saw many times over and over again where Mr. E was able to claw back, win games from behind, just tremendously. It's not easy to do whatsoever, especially against the caliber of Tilde, but it looks like maybe some late game fatigue, maybe some night play, like going all the way through this in a very close set. We're going to see what is possibly the last game of the set here as we switch over to PS2.
The fact that Pokemon Stadium is our choice, I think, is very interesting because this starts to introduce a very different dynamic compared to the stages that we've seen thus far. This stage is long. This is a lot more space for both of these characters to mix up how they play off the ledge, and likewise, how they have to respond to that ledge play.
Absolutely, and I'm very surprised just in general it took so long to get here. This is like yield neutral. This is where everybody loves to go. But we are going to see a very quick exit from the building for Mr. E for deciding to throw hands a little bit too much with Tilde.
You know, the way that Tilde is playing right now, he is looking undefeatable. If he is going to be able to claw his way to victory from against the wall like this, we're going to have to start seeing some action very shortly.
100%. Like, the background camera was on Mr. E, but the star of the show right now is Tilde. And Tilde is not trying to lose that limelight whatsoever. He's keeping this pressure up. He's trying to back him out. He's trying to force him off stage. But Mr. E finds the grab, and he's going to potentially try to cover this high recovery, but actually just misses the mark where he's been on it pretty much all night.
You know, Tilde's spacing and his positioning on stage have been absolutely stellar. Like, there are notes to be taken regardless of whatever character you play by looking at how Tilde is placing himself and finding this damage!
Oh my god, almost getting the kill off the top. Mr. E getting by with just a barely, like, he gets called out. He doesn't do anything at all. He just waits for the jump. He baits him out by just walking up to the ledge, gets the anti-air up smash. We're looking at another massive lead here from Tilde over Mr. E, what could be a 3-0 in the reset.
Tilde heard your prayers. Up smash gives you a kill off the top. And Tilde on the verge of 3-stocking Mr. E.
Absolutely insane. The way that every single match has gone so far between these two with winners and grands. Right now we're looking at what could be an absolute mopping. To bring out the brooms, this is looking like a sweep.
Now, this is just absolute massive play. 3-stock is ceased, but still on the verge of a 3-0 as E has to do something to slow down this bird of prey.
100%. And it's all on. This is a game where Tilde literally has to play to lose. If he overextends, if he does too much, he's going to throw the game. But you see, he's playing passive. He's chilling at the ledge. He's letting Mr. E jump. He's controlling his spacing. He gets the grab. That could be the back air. It's not going to be enough just yet, Frank.
This is one interaction away from ending out in Tilde's favor. He just needs to make sure not to give too much space to E. Mr. E manages to find his space onto the ground, but for how much longer?
Completely untouched. Every single attempt for Mr. E to try to find a hit has been met with a no, but he finally finds the nair. Can he find anything to get himself back in this game? As you see, Tilde, with all this percent lead, he can trade for days. He can 100% look for up smash or look for an up tilt to find that back air.
He can play recklessly if he wants. He's got a stock to play with. Hell, he has this stock to play with.
He just missed that up smash right there. Mr. E slowly working his way in. Like, if Mr. E runs this back, he is an absolute god. Like, that's really all you can say. That side B can show up at any time. That back air can show up at any time, but he somehow lives, and then he gets the trade on the down air. I don't think Mr. E is making this back. He got the trade. He finds him all the way off the stage, and that is Tilde taking it in the reset of Alpha 4 tonight over Mr. E. What a ridiculously incredible set we had.
He had the run, and E was the only obstacle in his path. From the winner's side, E puts Tilde to losers. Once we get into grands, reset the bracket, 3-0 the man, secure the W.
Secure the check. Mans is eating steak tonight instead of McDonald's. That's for damn sure.
Yes, sir.
He got that big W, and honestly, with the way that he's been playing of late, you pretty much kind of expect this type of success from Tilde. He's done tremendous between what we saw out of Momentous, what we saw out of the Xeno Weeklies, that he gets almost, I think he's like 5 wins in a row.
He has a 5-streak
That is not easy to do.
Tilde has a dynasty that he is building that is extending from the boroughs. Now he had a Long Island.
Yeah, people just thought he was a Wi-Fi Falco. I'm just saying, he put in that work. He put in that work, and that was absolutely incredible. And I am just so impressed by the way that he handled Mr. E in the reset, because Mr. E looked so good every game when he had a lead. And then he just stole it from Tilde. But afterwards, Tilde was done with that.
Like, it really says something when the reset of Grand Finals is one of the only times in this top 8 we saw a 3-0.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the only one.
It was just fatigue at that point. Like, what else do you have? Like he was just reaching, and honestly, Mr. E still went for a lot of good option coverage, but just at the end of it, Tilde just saw through it. It's like, you know what if I just chill here at ledge, I wait for you to burn your jump, I grab you, snatch you up, and I get my guaranteed kill confirm off of this throw into the back air. And it just kept stressing out Mr. E to the way he pretty much couldn't swing the way he wanted anymore by comparison to the other games.
He just didn't have any options left, where Tilde opted to just hang back, react, and make sure not to exhaust all of his game plan when he had his back against the wall. He found himself in a position where he just didn't have the same type of mentality. He just ended up, just burning the wick down to its root. There's
100%.
nothing left by the end of the night, and that's why we saw such a dominant performance from Tilde.
Yeah, speaking of the end of the night, though, that is the candle burnt finally all the way down. The wax is gone, and we are ending the tournament. This was an incredible time. I'm so glad you guys had me come back out.